Hello everybody, welcome to Betway's Weighted to Win on Thursday. We've got Daryl Marie in the studio for the Thursday show. Racing is out at Turffontein, it's on the inside track. There are 9 races on the card and we are doing this recording the day before just so that you know. So the first race will start there. There's Betway's got a horse priced up at around 17 to 20 called Shinto Shrine, who's had 2 solid performances to date, does now look ready to win and may end up being hard to beat. Joey Somer's got the second favourite, a horse called Serrano, on the Wednesday, who's 9 to 2. Tony Peters, Shinto Shrine, as I said, is 17 to 20. Daryl, how are things going?
Sure, Clyde, we took a beating at the Vaal on Tuesday.
Is that so?
We need to bounce back today.
But Lucky Lad won really well for you. The last time I
that
saw
was
you,
the
you
lump,
told me-
the moral, the lump.
Bro, that was the moral of the lump. There you
Yes.
go. They said we must start tipping Bismarcks.
Are those...
The Bismarcks. You know, they, when it sank. The Bismarck. In other words, what Khan
Oh,
Yes. Anyway, don't worry about that. This is not a, this is a, this Shinto Shrine a lump. What do you call it?
Clyde, 1 or 2 of the Tony Peter horses have been running below par. If he jumps on terms, I think he'll win by a comfortable margin. Lovely debut over the bend, around the bend actually, the Turffontein inside track. Got left again last time out. That's the concern. He needs to break well and make use of that draw. But I think he'll take a power beating nevertheless, Clyde. On debut, Cosmic Speed beat him. He came out and ran second in the gold medallion. Cracking effort behind Proceed. Last time out, beaten by a very, very nice horse in Grand Crescendo. He's highly regarded by Candice Dawson's yard. They actually expected him to win last month. Yeah, the 2 of them pulled clear. Just as long as he breaks, I think he'll win.
All right, well, let's have a look at what the selections look like for race number 1 to get our day going. Daryl's worked out a pick 3, 7, yeah, straight up. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 11, race 2. And race 3, 1, 7, 9, it's an 18 Rand pick 3. Race number 2, maiden juvenile plate. Over 1450 metres, we're racing on the inside track. 7 to 2 about Tony Peters' first timer, number 6, Ginger Delight. The other first timer, Sean Terry's got, is a horse called Executrix, is priced up as second choice at 9 to 2. And then 9 to 2 about number 11, Silver Parasol from the Alec Laird stable. But you would have noticed in Daryl's pick 3, he went a number of horses, open race, and we don't know too much about the unraced horses, so anything can possibly win. It is the start of the bipot, which is quite tricky, isn't it?
Very tricky, Clyde. Please note, I did include number 5, who's subsequently been scratched. So
right, that's not
the
right.
tote favourite does run in the top 2 positions. We double up. Comments in the front of the computer from Clyde. Number 3, should need the run and experience. Number 4, may need the experience. Number 7, will need the experience. I just want to know something from you, Clyde.
There's no comments, will win.
No. Number 11, Silver Parasols at 9 to 2, right?
Yeah.
Nah. Number 1 is at 40 to 1.
Yeah.
Bella Boop Boop.
Yes.
I mean, they finished alongside each other last time out.
Ah, okay.
So how can the one be 9 to 2 and the other one 40 to 1? Silver Parasols had a run since then.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
it was a fair effort in a work right air race. Finished alongside Like a Butterfly, who's very, very moderate. So
You don't like that.
I think if one of the first timers have any sort of ability, they certainly should get the better of her. Of the race runners, I do prefer number 8, Jilted, but she's got a terrible draw to contend with. We saw a winner from that form line, Clyde, out at the Vaal on Tuesday. Excuse me, Clyde, and it won by 5 odd lengths. Valieva.
Stormy Sunday wasn't too far behind Jilted. Robbie Sage's horse.
Yeah.
20 to 1 shot.
Another one that's got a
Hard
wide race
race,
to contend with. Its touch on the first timers, number 4, is actually related to Rennie. Now, she ran second in the Oaks. She placed in the Guineas. wide draw to contend with. Number 3, Exceedingly Glam, is related to the contractor. Her dam won over 2,000. Yeah, Clyde, let's hope we survive. I'll be happy to double up, but let's hope we survive.
Okay, well, there's the buy pot. Hoping to survive is what Daryl said. That's how difficult this race is. And the rest of the numbers on your screen. Play well. This is a maiden plate. We're going over the mile now, and favourite here is number 7, Key Worker. Stuart Pettigrew stable is back bang in form. They're 15 to 10 favourite on the Wednesday. Won the Crown is the second choice, 2 to 1. That's the horse we like. We think it's just about ready to win now the Crown for the Alec Laird stable, who's continuously being on the boil. Daryl, the market got it correct, or should the Crown be top of the boards?
I prefer the Crown. We're going to show the viewers her latest replay, Clyde. She actually gave the odds-on favourite a little bit of a scare over there. Although the favourite won with a bit in hand,
Yeah.
she wasn't letting down in the finish. She ran all the way to the line. Now, if you watch that replay, you'll see she's actually quite a solid daughter by Rafif. Got some substance about her, so I think she'll naturally fill out that frame and strengthen up with racing. But Clyde, she ran second to Oxalis Gold last time out, okay? Now, I know she has to give 4 kilograms to the younger 2-year-old fillies, but she gave Oxalis 4 kgs last time out. Go to number 7, Key Worker, the current favourite. Now, I know she's extremely well related, Clyde. She's a full sister to the Daily News winner, Surcharge. And she's got plenty of scope for improvement. But Oxalis Gold beat Varvara on debut, okay? She beat Varvara on debut, Oxalis Gold. Now, the Crown just got beat by Oxalis Gold.
Yeah, and Varvara beat Key Worker by what, 4 lengths?
So if you're using
Yeah, well, that's probably
Oxalis Gold as the line horse, she should have the beating of Key Worker.
Fair enough. Well, let's have a look at the rerun quickly, Daryl. Let's see what you're talking about with the Crown. There it is in picture. A big scopy horse, eh?
Yes, I actually think Caden went a little bit too slow for her. Maybe Oxalis Gold just quickened a touch better, but take note of how she rallied in the closing stages, Clyde. You'll see towards the end, the two of them actually were pulling clear of the field. So I was encouraged by this effort.
Yeah, the two go together. Oxalis Gold in the lighter blue closest to us, and the Crown in the yellow cap right next to it. And there's short heads between them as they go to the line. That's the latest in terms of this. All right, let's have a look at selections now, because it's place accumulated time at Turffontein. And here we go. Banker 1 for Daryl by Banker 1 in the next race. And then we're loading up with horses. Okay, race number 4 in the card. It's pick 6 time now. It's a maiden field over the mile. What did Betway have? The betting is on Wednesday. Tony Peters also, number 8, Hats Queen. Topped the boards 11 to 10. Mike de Kock's Festival of Magic 19 to 10. And the last time we watched the rerun of, what was that also, David Nevenhuizen's? Zip code. Yeah, that let us down. But we said on the base of what we saw, Festival Magic will win next time out.
Clyde, yeah, you'll see in the replay that we're about to show, he seemed to be cantering and he moved up to Zip Code's hindquarters and that's where he stayed. But, you know, Zip Code does disappoint last time out, but he ran so far below par. The race just wasn't run to suit. He got beaten 13 odd lengths.
I know, what happened there? What happened?
I don't know what happened, but that wasn't his run. So I'm not going to be reading too much into that.
He was playing up before the race and sweating up and all these things.
No cover on the outside. Just it was a terrible race to
Ignore
watch.
the run.
You'll see the two of them actually pulled well clear of the balance of the field in this replay, Clyde. So he's going to strip fitter. I actually think the shorter running will suit him. Looked like he had a little bit of a turn of foot and then got there and then just a bit one pace. But the favourite is to give a lot of weight to Clyde. I think Tony's done an extremely wise move here in securing the services of the 4 kg claimer. He's having to give The favorite 11 kilograms. Now she is a 2-year-old filly, and let's see how Key Worker goes in the previous race, because
yeah.
she represents the exact same form line.
Yeah, correct.
And I had a look at her dams track record. She won 4 races over 1900 and 2000. So I think she's going to love the step up in trip. She did start 50-1 on debut. So it wasn't too fancy. I think the race is going to be dominated between numbers 1 and 8. I've got a preference for the 1 though, Clyde.
Okay, let's have a look at the 1's last run. Festival of Magic. There it is in the white sleeves and black cap. And as you say, moves up very nicely to zip code now.
Yes, Clyde. It looked like he was actually going to run on Bavia. Yeah, that was his first run after a layoff. I think would have brought him more nicely.
Yeah. And the whip was never changed ever from left to right. So I just want, based on what we see here, I think Festival of Magic's going to be a hard horse to beat.
You're giving us a green light?
No, well, I like it very much. I think Cats Queen's a massive runner. The claim is very important.
Are you giving us a green light?
This. But based on what I saw in the race, what I saw in the running is...
Stick your chest out a bit, Clyde.
The 1 to beat. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look at what have we got now? Pick 6s. Daryl Marie's got a nice pick 6. Couple of boat races he's worked out over there. Affordable perm. You can get $155, 10% or thereabouts. Let's get on. Okay, welcome back. Race number 5 on the card, guys. Let's have a look at what the situation is here. Handicap fillies and mares, and we're going 1,500 metres in this race. In terms of card changes, nothing to report. They all seem to be in good order, as we are recording the show the day before. Early favourite, that also Mike the Cox, Valera Mumbo is top of the boards. It's 4-1. Joint, in fact, with Terry's or Zenobia's Gold, 4-1. 5-1 about number 3, Princess Hilaria. And you can get 6 or 7-1 and better about the others. Not an easy race, open. Quite a few horses can win here. Daryl?
I agree. Quite a few can win.
Give us your preference.
Valaria Mambo and Zenobia's Gold, absolutely nothing separating them on form. I mean, Valaria is a kilogram better off this time round. Yeah. Zenobia's Gold, Clyde, improved with the blinkers.
Yes.
Expect bold showings on both of their behalves. Secret Recipe, I was a little bit disappointed last time out. I thought she would have gone closer to winning. But once again, Clyde has a fit filly, well drawn, galloping mass on her back. She goes forward. She should enjoy the inside track. Lingen and Moore came out in Frank that form, albeit on the poly in KZN. But yes, I think she should be thereabouts. Go back to the run, excuse me, Clyde, of Mighty Goddess. Now, beyond Solar Diva, she actually beat Zenobia's Gold, and she's better off at the weights, 2.5 kilograms better off, and she's got the beating of Zenobia's. So maybe that puts her into the play. Yeah, I went numbers 2, 5, 6, and 9.
No particular order.
Once again, just hoping to survive.
Okay. It's that kind of race, unfortunately. That's how it looks at you, the race. Open, horses. Here's selections now. Let's put them up. Daryl's got a jackpot worked out for you. Take it down. It costs $64. So there are a few horses in here that have earned their way. It's a handicap, fillies and mares at the 92 level. It's run over 1,500 metres. Wednesday we had this horse, Miss Hannigan, as favourite at 28-10. 7 Andy's Girl 4-1. 9-2 Cape Lights, and Key Element trading at 13-2. 7-1 and better about the others. I want to ask you about a horse here called Call Me When You Need Me. It's any price. Well, it's 14-1. Going over the 1,500. The last time this horse won was over a similar distance.
Yeah.
Did you give it any sort of chance?
You know,
or you want to see it come back to form?
Well, she's never really disgraced herself, barring her penultimate start, Clyde, when there was something reported amiss with her. But besides that, she's fairly honest. Yeah, maybe she's strengthened up and will appreciate it being stepped up in trip now. Stable's doing well. Yeah, if you want to go wider, I've only put number 7 and 9 over here, but if you want to go wider, Clyde, it is a fillies and mares handicap, and she should really have a chance. Let's just have a look at her rating. Down to 93. Yeah, Clyde. I think I found one here for the boys and girls, the
Good.
ladies who watch as well. Do we have
Yeah,
lady
lots
viewers?
of lady, lots,
Do we?
lots. Are you joking? Good-looking boy like you think you're not going to have lady watchers?
Clyde,
Who's your Shruti here?
number 9, Mia Fiore.
Yes.
Now, I think she's way better than her last 2 starts. She gets a draw. She did have a draw last time, Clyde, but she broke well, and she found herself at the back of the field, turning for home on the inside track. This time around, if she can latch on to Andy's Gold, who's drawn towards the inside, she'll be much closer to the pace. And I think she's more than capable of a 79. Like I say, she's better than her last 2 starts. So I'm expecting her to reverse the form with Cape Lights. And I think she is worth an each-way nibble. I think she's at 8-1.
Yeah, she got very nice price, around 8-1.
So I'm leaning towards number 9. But number 7, I have a healthy respect for her. 3 runs, barring a penultimate start, her 2 runs since returning from a rest have been really good. She loomed up a winner when returning from the rest. Muzi just found another gear on officer in command, and then the last time out she led from start to finish. She only got a £3 penalty, and she is a filly that's on the upgrade. She's lightly raced, 3-year-old. She goes handy, but I think if Mia Fiore can be a little bit closer to the pace this time round, I wouldn't be surprised to see her run Andy's Girl down in the latter stages. Okay. For me, 9 from 7. If you want to go wider and maybe include Clyde's number 3, call me when you need me. Number 2.
Yeah. Well, Darren's included. He's gone just about the whole field, hasn't he? Yeah, field by 1, 2, 6, 7, 9. And he's bankering the 1 later on. Who's the 1? Right on. Right on. Let's get on the jackpot. Right, this is the Pinnacle Stakes that we're back with now. And this is where Daryl will summarize it perfectly. Weighted horses, all that sort of stuff, the conditions of the race. All important in assessing the form. The market's not sure, they're unsure. They're betting almost 4-1 the field. So there are a number of horses in the race like this. Again, horses that have paid their way, they've done pretty well. But it's an open sort of race. Mr. Murray?
Very open, Clyde. Let's touch on the current favourites on the horizon. Now, she's a few kilograms out at the weights, but you can see she's lightly raced, fairly unexposed. She's a net, I think, 111. And the best weighted here is Mrs. Geriatrics, who's a net 116. So 2.5 kilograms out with the best weighted. 52.5 to shoulder from a neat draw. Carried a lot of weight last time out. But the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th all ran unplaced in their next start. But further down was Andy's Girl, who came out in 1. And let's see, maybe she franked the form again, because we don't know race 6's result. I'll give her a chance. I actually like Mrs. Geriatrics over here. Now, I was encouraged with her comeback effort on the half-hour, Clyde, when she ran 3rd behind Give Me Another. That was with a compression mask. And then they took it off last time out. But I think Mr. Terry would have backed off on her when coming to the half-hold, because she had quite a few runs in the Western Cape, and then maybe she went flat last time out, and maybe the sprinting trip is on the sharp side for her.
Yeah, it would be.
So yeah, she's best weighted, having her 3rd run on the half-hold. Compression mask goes back on. Richard Free from a 1 draw. Clyde, this is the perfect race for her to prove now that she has actually trained on. I think we can excuse her for a good few of her most recent runs. So I like her chances. Clyde, number 6, Captain Peg. Have a look at her course and distance form. She's well weighted here. 4 runs, 3 wins, and a 2nd. Have a look at her form when returning from a rest, which she does now. 3 wins from 4 runs after a rest. She races extremely well fresh. So she could spring a bit of a surprise. Of the Colts and Geldings, I think the pace is going to suit Anfield's Rockets. You've got the likes of Forever Mine, Unzen, who like to string them along up front. I think Anfield's Rocket, at his best, he could certainly flash up and get involved over here. He's the best weighted out of the Colts and Geldings, Clyde. So if you want him, I find this a tricky race. I'm leaning towards Mrs. Geriatrics and Captain Peg, and Anfield's Rocket if you want to play trifectas, quartets, exactas. I don't know, Clyde. You tell me, what do you like here?
Well, there's Darren's selections. On screen
Field.
at the moment, he's gone field. But man, you made a lot of sense about Mrs. Geriatrics, and I guess your point is, if this is the race that can prove she's trained on, well, that's the question. Has Mrs. Geriatrics trained on? We'll find out after this. Right, welcome to race 8 on the card now. This is the Fillies and Mares handicap. Everyone knows the rules. We give the betting first, and then we get an assessment from Daryl. Top of the boards then is on the card, number 2, Chasing Happiness. Wednesday, 28 to 10. 1 Midnight Gem, second favourite, 7 to 2. 4 to 1 about the 6 Woman of Fame, and 5 to 1 about the 7 War Queen. You know what they say, Fillies and Mares, Fields and more. Is that how you see it?
Not necessary, yeah.
Okay, good. Tell us what you like.
Clyde, I think Darren Burrows and myself have actually both found a bit of a shrewdie over here.
Oh, good.
Number 9, Bold Act. Now, yes, it's been a long time between drinks for her, and I don't think she's the most reliable at this stage of her career. I mean, she is a 5-year-old mare, but I know she's been as high as a 105. Have a look at her penultimate start on the inside track. She flashed up late over 1,000 meters behind Dreamland. Dreamland came out and won again. That was off an 84. She's now off an 80, back on the inside track. She's got a preference for the inside track over here, Clyde, and she does receive weight from the more lightly raced younger fillies, the likes of Chasing Happiness and Woman of Fame. I think it's a case of what's a do or die for her now. Now, this is a great race for her to be competitive in. Off her current mark on the inside track, a lot is in her favour. So at 14 to 1, I think the value is most certainly with number 9, Bold Act.
At least Open Harbour came out and won, eh?
Yeah,
From
I
the
mean, last
Tamarisk
time
Tree.
out was against the boys. Now she's against the fairer sex over
Yeah,
here.
correct.
Her own sex. Clyde,
All
number
right,
2.
so 14 to 1 is the price about Bold Act. So that's on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
Might worth be taking in.
I do think Chasing Happiness is the right filly, though. She's a lightly raced 3-year-old, Clyde. Let's touch on her comeback run, returning from a layoff. She finished 3 odd lengths behind Mount Pilatus. Last time out, only a neck separated them.
Yes.
So she did improve in the second run after rest. Penultimate start, she beat a filly called Elegant Ice, and Zenobi came out and won 2.
That's right.
She's having a peak run against the fillies, neatly drawn, 2 and 9 to fight it out.
Yeah, well, those colours have been in the winners' enclosure quite often, Chasing Happiness. Bold Act, says Darren Burrows. Daryl Marie says much the same. Ninth and final handicap, Fillies and Mares. We're going over 1,200 metres here. It's our last opportunity of the day. Everyone knows the rules. Betting first. Favourite number 1, Ride On, 20.33 to 10. 3, Where's the Party, second favourite, 6 to 1. 11, Just the Two of Us, is priced up 13 to 2. And number 5, Just Be Nice, is 7 to 1. 8 to 1 and better the others. I found a horse called Grape Shot. I kind of like the form from what Grape Shot comes out of, Daryl. You can tell me a bit more about it, because there are a good few winners. Zenobia's Gold, I think you mentioned before. Cityscape. There's even another one called Vava Vegas. All comes out of the Cashcavel form line.
Yeah, that was against the boys. Now she's against the
yes.
fillies.
And,
Marker gets on well with her. She likes to be given a chance. So I don't think that wide draw will be too much of a hindrance, because she likes to be ridden with patience, Clyde. So, yeah, if you want to go wider, she's in good form. Darren Burrows likes the look of number 1, Ride On over here, Clyde. Very promising debut for the yard. Didn't get the best of breaks, flashed up on the inside. We are going to show that replay.
Yes.
Yeah, she picked up a penalty for running second on that occasion. She picked up £3. So now she's going to strip fit. I think she will love the 1200, and she cracks a better draw. A little bit of a concern was that form line, Clyde. I don't know about that form line. But I'll give her a chance. It's a fillies and mares handicap. If you like her, I mean, you have to think Happy and Alia won't be too far behind her. She's a kilogram better off for
When you
just
say you
over a
consider
length.
the form line, you mean the competition?
Yeah,
The quality of competition?
yeah.
Ah, okay.
Clyde, personally, I've got a preference for Where's the Party. Now, many are going to say this is Calvin's. Calvin's got the choice of rides over here, but he doesn't. Chase rides a lot of the sham horses. Did absolutely nothing wrong on debut for a new yard on the half-veld. Smooth victory. She'll love the pace being on of here. You know, you got the likes of Hikomiboki. You've got just the two of us. They're going to go quick in the early stages, and if she can just be a length or two off the pace, I think she can
And
certainly
that rating's come down quite
go
nicely.
back to back. I got a preference for Where's the Party. Darren likes Ride On. Let's watch Ride On's latest replay, Clyde.
Okay, there's Right On in the yellow with a red cap. Came from last. See it starts to quicken. Right on the far side of the track, Daryl.
Yeah, and closest to us on the outside running rail is Happy and Alia, Clyde.
Okay, so you can watch that too. But watch how Right On accelerates in the closing stages as well. Coming from last, poor draw at the time, didn't have the best break, and made up considerable ground in the closing stages. So where's the party?
Where's the Party
The
versus
merit
Grape?
ratings dropped nicely.
Where's the Party versus Grape Shot, Clyde, for lunch?
Yes, I'm happy with that.
Okay, thank you.
For lunch, huh? Where are we going?
You can't just drink the soup broth anymore, Clyde.
No,
you
no.
must
I'm starting to have a lot of grapefruit.
grapefruit.
Lovely.
No,
Let's
thanks.
have a look at the selections. Your selections. Right On from Darren Burrows. Thanks for watching Betways. Weighted to Win.